Welcome to Healing Minds, a place where you explore your inner world and learn healing practices to a better mental well-being. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Hi everyone, welcome to Healing Minds. And today I want to talk about your ways of thinking that impacts depression. Again, I've created a video that covers mild, moderate, and severe depression. So there are differences between the levels of depression that one can have. So one person's depression doesn't necessarily look like someone else. It's just like a general term, just using the word depression, but there are different levels. So with depression, there's distorted or twisted thinking. Our thought processes are going all over the place. And sometimes we don't see clearly. We have clouded vision. We are so immersed in our sorrow, in deep thoughts, which sometimes it's hard to get out of it. And I want to share with you, 10 ways that your thought processes can become distorted when you're experiencing depression, especially severe depression. Number one is all or nothing thinking. You see things in black and white right now, in your level of depression, and it is, if I don't get something somewhere or be able to heal quickly, get rid of my pain immediately, if I am not able to obtain something from somewhere, there's something you're trying to get, there's something that you feel lost and you feel like you're lacking, and it's an all or nothing. If this does not happen, then I'm doomed, I'm done, and this is too much and I can't handle it. So, okay, that's just an example of all or nothing. All or nothing thinking keeps you in that field, that mold that's spiraling down into depression. And the key is to get out of that. With time, with all of these distorted thinking points, it takes practice and time to get out of it, because sometimes it does become habitual. That was number one. Number two is overgeneralization. You experience one negative event. That one negative event, whatever it is, you've got fired from a job, you've gone into bankruptcy, you've lost a lot of money, your loved one has passed away, your chronic illness, whatever it is for you, that negative event, you feel like it's never ending. You think that applies to everything in your life. You think everything in my life is negative. Everything is bad. There's nothing positive. There is nothing good in my life. So you become hyper self-critical. You become hyper aware of things that are bad around you because of that negative event. So you start looking at other things that are wrong in your life. You become so aware of it that you get stuck and think that this is it. I am not going to find my light. I am not going to get better because I feel like there's just nothing good in my life. That is overgeneralization. When I'm going over these things, think how it applies to your life and how you are self-sabotaging your healing. Number three is mental filter. You already have a lot going on in your life. You feel like you're drowning. And the tough part is you have to watch out for people around you. People around you. There can be a lot of toxic people not willing to help you, not willing to show you the light. And sometimes you have to do that on your own. And the problem with mental filter is you can't go live in a cave. You can't isolate yourself. Although in depression, People tend to isolate themselves, especially in severe depression. But when you start interacting or presenting yourself to the world, that mental filter of just that one person during your day, work day, whatever you're doing, whoever you're interacting with, they say something that triggers you, that's negative, or does something, looks at you in a certain way, or connects something to a personal experience that was bad in your life that you had, and you're observing these people and they trigger one little thing in your life, that just ruins your day. That's the mental filter. You choose to look at that one little thing the person said to you that you felt offended. The person did, which they're probably not even aware of it themselves because they're in their own world. And that mental filter is being focused on and obsessed with all day. So that is something else you have to watch out for. Number 4 is discounting the positive. First of all, healing from depression, especially severe depression, is tough enough. And if you're being hard on yourself for doing something hard, which is healing is hard work, and you discount the positive, no matter what step it is that you improve. Maybe one day it's just getting out of bed and making breakfast. And you're like, oh no, that's just not good enough. I'm not doing well. I'll never heal. I feel miserable. You're discounting the positive because you're not seeing what you can do now that you couldn't do last week. The same for 3 months down the line. What improvements is it that you can get up in the morning, get dressed, and finally, with a clear head, go to work or take on your tasks for the day? There are a lot of things that people that are healing don't give them credit for, that don't give themselves credit for because they think it's not enough, or it's not happening quick enough. And again, it's discounting the positive. If you give yourself some patience and compassion and notice the little things and not comparing yourself to other people of where they are in their life, where you are today, and how you have improved from yesterday, even if you fall back, knowing how to get back and get into your healing journey, never discount the positive. Every little thing that you do in healing, that you work on, you have to be aware of it. Or you're going to keep kicking yourself and making yourself feel worse that I'm just not doing anything right, or I'm not getting it right. So that is number 4. Number 5 is jumping to conclusions. Jumping to conclusions is making it seem like you're the mind reader. You know what people are thinking, you know what people are doing, and most likely you know what people are thinking about you, or what their intentions are, or how they treated you, or what somebody said to you, or how dare they. You're acting like the mind reader, or you're predicting, and that can drive you bonkers and impact and make your depression worse. So jumping into conclusions, it's usually negative conclusions. I'm never going to get better. This depression won't end. I will never be able to function at work or do what I set my goals to a year ago, but today I just can't do it. I can't feel it, and I'm not motivated enough. You're jumping to conclusions of something way in the future when you need to take it one day at a time and not be so obsessed. Of obviously, people that do sink into, especially the severe depression, they tend to get obsessed of being able to figure out everything and everyone around them. And some of the stories can be so untrue, but those untrue stories will have a major effect on your mental health because it's a story that you made up about a situation or a person. And that obsessive thinking makes it worse. And even if you need help with any of these points, have a therapist to help you out with this healing. Number 6 is magnification. Magnification is what the word is. You magnify your problems and make it even worse than they are. Even if it is bad, you've got a horrible problem, but you expand it and expand it and expand it and expand it, make it so horrible that you just feel like, I can't get out of this. I can't get help. I can't get a solution. So that's another twisted or negative thought process that can get you worse into the spiral of depression. So the reason why you're learning these to see if this is what you're doing to, again, self-sabotage your healing. Number 7 is emotional reasoning. You're reasoning why you have certain emotions. I am angry, so I must be angry at everyone, angry at the world. And this anger will never resolve itself. I can't find peace in itself. That's an example of your reasoning, your emotions are, I feel helpless. You're reasoning it, I feel helpless. Therefore, I don't think I can heal. I don't think I can get the help I can to heal. I feel helpless because I feel like I don't have the power to do what's necessary for me to improve myself. Again, another example of emotional reasoning. Think of some examples that you use in your life for emotional reasoning, because I know you do. People do when they're going through healing depression. Number 8 is should statements. Boy, do should statements totally ruin the healing process. Life is uncertain, so there is no should. I should be here where I am today. I should have met this goal. This should not have happened to me. This should. I'm a good person. This should not happen to a good person. This mistake should not happen to me because I'm a careful person. This should not. Oh, that is the worst. You will definitely make yourself feel worse, and you're already feeling worse. It's even though I'm sharing these little twisted thinking that can happen in depression, I'm not giving you examples of like how you can help yourself. This is just to make you aware of what they are. And hopefully once you recognize that, you can start looking deep within to see how you can help yourself. Because again, these are all natural, so don't think these are abnormal. We all go through a lot of these. So these examples are for you. You know, it's you. You have to work with your mind, your therapist, or whoever to get yourselves out of this twisted thinking so it doesn't rapidly put you down so much. Because when you get into severe depression, it always gets harder to climb back up. Number 9 is labeling. We are all familiar with labels. You see labels everywhere, and everyone has judgments. They place labels even on strangers. Okay, so we know about labels, and it can be extreme when you label you. And when you're depressed, you're going to have negative labels because you are hyper self-critical for sure. And so this is what you have to catch yourself, because if you keep labeling whatever it is, I am not worthy, I'm inefficient, I'm an idiot for doing something wrong when it was a simple mistake. So these are labels, feeling like I'm a failure because I didn't do something or accomplish something. Then you think like I'm a failure in everywhere in your life. Again, these are natural. It's just human tendency. Like really, what human is positive all the time and patting themselves on the back every day. Oh, good job. You're such a super person. You're great. Okay, I know there are people like that. They're called narcissistic personality disorders. But for the normal for the okay people. It's okay sometimes to be hard on yourself. But if you're so hard on yourself every day, it's like punching yourself every day, that's not good. And that's not good for your depression. It creates anger, frustration, anxiety. Your self-esteem goes down, your confidence goes down. Again, that's normal with severe depression because that's just one of the qualities you experience. Even if you experience it, you learn how to improve it and get back up. And again, it's the labeling it yourself. And when you're hypercritical, hypersensitive, as depressed people can get, especially severe, you start labeling others. Oh, that person is mean. That person is awful. Look what they did. Look how they looked at me. And you start labeling others like, gosh, this person is just not compassionate or they're rude, even if it is true. But I think the depressed person dwells on the label more, kind of sticks to them more. So that's something else you should think about. And number 10 is personalization and blame. Personalization is you're taking something personal that is done to you and you're blaming yourself when it is clearly not your fault. It's an event, a person you have no control over, but somehow you think you are responsible. And this impacts women more, and especially highly sensitive women. And it's clearly maybe something someone did to you was clearly wrong or rude or absolutely terrible, whatever it is. And then you start blaming you. Oh, it must be because I said this. It must be because I did this. It must be because of something, the way I dress, the way I look, the way I talk, the way I move. Whatever it is, you're blaming yourself when it clearly has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the other person that have issues. Maybe they're just plain rude. Maybe they're just plain self-centered. Whatever it is, you personalize and you blame a situation or an action of another on yourself. And when you blame yourself, this is where guilt, shame, and inadequacy comes into the picture. And when you feel guilt and shame, that just punctures the wound of depression even more and making you feel worse. So think of situations that has caused you to personalize and blame, but logically, because sometimes we're not in the logical mind, especially severely depressed. But once you start healing, you become logical and then you see through, you're able to look more into the depth of people and things and become aware of, what was I thinking? That's another thing when you start healing, your mind improves, your thought process improves, you're more vigilant and you can see through situations better. So these are the 10 ways of distorted thinking when you're going through healing depression. I want you to share in the comments which ones have impacted you the most on your healing journey, and any other suggestions or examples you want to share. I would love to hear it. So go ahead and leave it in the comments. Thanks again for joining me here on Two Healing Minds. Please don't forget to subscribe to the videos. I speak about mental health here on Two Healing Minds. Thanks, everyone. Bye.